We're exposing all of the origin of all of this nonsense.
Ooh,
so now when you get into the book of Leviticus and the book of Deuteronomy, and God is like, don't do this, don't eat that. I forbid you from eating this and from eating that and from partaking in this,
right,
and marrying these people, and like, do away. You are a chosen people. You are a holy people.
yeah,
You are my people. Do not mix.
right.
Now you fast forward. Look at us now.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So that's why you have to
Yeah.
start asking questions. Listen, you Masons, you
Mm-hmm.
Eastern Stars, you know what time it is. You know what those degrees are.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't gonna really go, we're not gonna get too in depth, but listen, I have relatives that's a part of that. And I had to repent and denounce them. You understand? Because they are too full of pride.
Yeah,
They feel like allegiance
yeah.
to these brotherhoods and these sisterhoods
It's more
is
important
more
than
important.
their allegiance to Christ.
Exactly. Everything that we're talking about right now is all a part of ancestral worship.
That's right.
Is dark secrets.
That's
and
right.
knowledge that they feel like, down to the Vatican.
Yeah.
All right, down to the Catholic Church. You understand? It's deep. It's so many different branches.
God says, my people perish for lack of knowledge.
That's right.
So if you hear it from us, whether you receive it or not, that's on you.
Yeah.
We can't force nobody to believe or receive anything that we say.
That's right.
Just know that it's coming from a pure heart. Anything that we talk about.
Yeah. A little while back, me and my wife watched Black Panther 2,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I actually just wanted to educate her, because when after we seen it on the big screen,
the first one, after what we learned when it came to this ancestral worship, this witchcraft, you already expressed and showed me in the first Black Panther.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, in all the Marvel movies, but
Yeah.
since we talk about Black Panther, because this is the beloved Black Panther.
Yeah.
Okay. My husband had already exposed to me how much witchcraft was in that movie.
It's deep.
That I didn't even know.
Animal worship.
I didn't even know.
Yeah. Ancestral worship.
And oh my Lord. Here we are rooting. We excited.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's all witchcraft.
Right in your face.
Right, and this is what they do. Like I said, all the Marvel movies are all some form of witchcraft that's going on.
They are offsprings from fallen angels. All right? It's just, it's covered. The illusion is like, it's comic book characters, but that's how they draw you in. You understand what I'm trying to say? And
the innocence.
The
innocence behind it.
So Black Panther 2, it was just like, everything was just like,
it was
it's right in your face. So the Marine Kingdom
heavy.
And the blue
Black Panther.
The blue character that came out the water that had like the wings on, and the birth of it, and like all of it, like you gotta like, so I'm not trying to tell you to watch this stuff, because it's like you have to be careful what you engage in. You have to be prayed up. But I did it with my wife, and I'm going to do it with our child because of educational purposes. Like, I want to explain this stuff so he can be aware and know what to look for. Because it's all over the place. It's on Sesame Street. It's in the cartoons. It's everywhere. And we're being exposed to this stuff. It's in your music. But, what you gonna... Like, these people are chatting in their music. They're chatting. They have songs about Ouija boards. They smoking on spirits. They drinking on spirits, and it's going from their mouth into your ear, and you getting that frequency and that vibe, and the next thing you know, you having a urge or a feeling to do certain things. You got to be careful. This witchcraft, this mystical, magical arts is everywhere. It's on every corner. It's in a lot of people's houses. It's in some of the people who you're dating, some of the people who you got married to, some of the people who you was birthed from. It's everywhere, and you gotta ask questions.
Yeah, you do. You gotta want to seek the truth. You can't stay ignorant. You can't stay keeping a blind eye to everything, thinking that it doesn't affect you, because it does. You don't realize it. You so into watching horror movies I used to be a horror movie fanatic. Fanatic. I didn't know the spiritual damage I was doing to myself and my child. In our household. I didn't know. And most of us don't. But when you get that information, when you get that knowledge, you have to take heed. You cannot brush that off like, I don't look at it like that. You cannot brush it off like, well, I'm not looking at it from that intent. That's not my intentions. Down to what you say out of your mouth. The second, whatever word comes after I, in regards to you talking about yourself.
That's right.
You have to be mindful about what you say.
And what you say you have.
Right. I feel sick. Don't
say that.
Don't say it. Because you come into agreement. Right. When you come into agreement with it, that spirit is going to come over. So,
we just talked about the problem. Now let's talk about the solution. Any and everything that God has, the devil tries to mimic it.
That's right.
So the blood of Christ is what heals us, is what delivers us, is what frees us, is what covers us. But they have their own blood sacrifices. They drink blood, abortions, things of that nature. That's all sacrifices. That's all to feed.
Moloch is the quote unquote lowercase g God.
Right.
That serves that purpose. That is the God that's being worshipped when these abortions are happening, because abortion is nothing but a blood sacrifice.
It's a ritual.
It's a ritual.
That's
for
what I
a
was
blood
trying to say.
sacrifice.
It's a ritual.
Yes.
So Jesus Christ's blood is what cleanses us from that, and we get a new identity. So down to the tattoos that people have on them. I don't have tattoos on me. When you look at me, you're looking at me through carnal eyes. I've been washed with the blood, so I no longer have artwork on me. I don't see artwork. I see a reflection of Jesus Christ when I look in the mirror. All right? Because I've been washed with his blood.
That's right.
So artwork no longer exists on me. All right? Be careful, because these tattoos have spirits attached to them. And if you don't denounce them, renounce them, and get covered and wash with the blood, you're walking around like a demonic museum. Astrology. You understand? All of that is tied into, the origin of it is ancestral worship. Witchcraft, sorcery, alchemy, all of that. Be very careful. Be careful who you come into contact with. Because if somebody is engaging in the mystical, magical arts, and you have intimacy with them, you have just been exposed.
That's right. And whatever demons that they got attached to them is now attached to you.
Remember, the sin is in the seed. We were all born into sin. And the only way that we can be released from that is
be born again.
Be born again.